what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. But first, as always, please feel welcome to check out the Shining Bull website, where I have all kinds of offerings for all suns, especially a trading signal service for day traders, a weekly forecast for both day traders and especially swing traders, and of course predictive books and book bundle deals. And if nothing is within your price range, then just get on my Twitter and get notifications for this podcast, because I give a lot of free information out on both of these. So now let's take a look at the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. Although I, the astrologer, live in Newfoundland, I am now giving these predictions as per UTC time. So I see firstly Sunday UTC starting with a downward trend amplified by the onset of Venus turning retrograde. The evening will bring more sudden drops due to Moon's relationship with Mars in the sky. And despite anticipated favorable decisions for Bitcoin ETF filings, prices will experience further losses due to Sun joining Jupiter in Virgo in the Navamsha. Next, late night on Monday, UTC. A bearish trend is likely to continue, with many traders closing their positions as Mercury enters into Leo. Then, early morning on Tuesday UTC brings a potential for a sudden upward movement, corresponding with Moon entering into Libra and immediately into a certain relationship with Mercury in the sky. Then, around mid-afternoon, there will be a significant drop due to a large sell-off, probably by the US government when Moon hits true Ketu. That's my prediction. Then the market should start to recover late in the afternoon, aligning with Moon entering into a special relationship with the Sun in the sky. Next, Wednesday's early morning hours UTC show signs of a price increase when Moon hits the exact trine to retrograding Saturn from Libra. And then mid-morning will bring a drop due to Moon's relationship with Mars in the sky, which will become more extreme by noontime as new knowledge or understanding reaches the collective consciousness when Moon enters into opposition with Jupiter. Late in the evening on Wednesday UTC, an upward correction is likely due to Mars entering into trine to Jupiter. Then, next, Thursday's very early morning hours UTC will bring positive news for the crypto industry that propels prices upwards when Mercury enters Taurus in the Navamsha, and a new decision or perspective by administrators around mid-morning and early afternoon will sustain that upward trend. Then mid-afternoon will bring more good news, possibly about ETF approvals, like forthcoming, when Mercury and Venus reach the same degree point, driving prices even higher. That's a key moment this week. Then Friday early morning hours UTC look very bullish as Mars will join Jupiter and Moon in Virgo in the Navamsha. Then lastly, on Saturday early morning UTC, there will be further price increase when Sun hits the exact cuspal degree of Saturn, with a midday surge likely driven by some positive news for the crypto industry. Again, remember UTC, when Mercury enters Gemini in the Navamsha. However, be cautious of a potential price drop late in the evening once Moon enters into Sagittarius. Now, before I continue, please note that this week, at the beginning of this week, there should be a serious downward correction that is serious when due to Venus initially turning retrograde. Then later in this week, there should be a very serious upward price surge. And if you want more details, if it's like for swing traders, day traders, investors who are interested, I have my weekly forecast, which you can get on the website. Like the weekly price forecast, and it gives a lot more orientation and also price points, also price targets. But I just want all of you to be aware, regardless of whether you order my weekly forecast, that this week we're going to see both things, a very serious down move and a very serious upward movement this week, okay? So that was the weekly forecast for Bitcoin and Ether price, and for intraday traders, my trading signal service is best, and my weekly forecast is also key for day traders and especially swing traders. And I have all kinds of fun bundles with my books, so you can get special deals, and the books give the larger market context, which is important for day traders also to understand, and swing traders and everybody. So now let's talk about some news items from the past week. And again, although I, the astrologer, am physically located in Newfoundland, I am referencing UTC time as opposed to my time zone here in Newfoundland. So first up, I want to mention some news about the next phase for Polygon, a leading Ethereum layer 2. And I'm featuring Polygon in the new book on layer 2s, which is almost finished, seriously. It's almost out. But I wanted to tell you what I see about Polygon right now. So from the 6th of July to the 11th of November of 2023, so 6th of July, which was a little bit ago, okay, Polygon is navigating what is technically a difficult period looking at their natal chart. And this period, which again began on July 6th, and it's going to go to the 11th of November, is the Ketu Bhukti of Polygon's Sun Mahadasha. And it should be technically challenging, yes, considering the position of Sun, the Mahadasha Lord, and Ketu, the Bhukti Lord, in Polygon's natal chart. And with that in mind, I noticed that on June 29th, just 1 week before the beginning of that Bhukti, Polygon Labs blogged about its architecture for its new iteration, Polygon 2.0. And by the way, like any MATIC holders should really look into this, and I'm going to tell you about it right now. So as Ketu is associated with number 2 by way of his tendency or penchant for splitting units into parts, it does show that Polygon, having announced this Polygon 2.0 architecture just right around the initiation of the Ketu Bhukti, it does show that they are harnessing their natal Ketu, who's located in the Taurus Pada of Mula Nakshatra, to get transformative work done, which is good. And so then, which is good, what I mean is it's good because this is technically very challenging. This period is technically challenging, but obviously they're using it constructively, those energies. Okay, so then more recently, on Thursday, July 13th, Mikhailo Bielik, Sandeep Nailwal, Amit Chaudhary, and Wengshuan Deng of Polygon proposed changing MATIC to a new governance token called POL. Okay, so they're proposing changing MATIC token to a new token called POL. But MATIC holders, hang on, don't start panicking. There's no need. I will go on and tell you. But anyway, more about that. So Polygon has a lot of chains, lots of chains. And what these guys are saying is that the individual Polygon chains would decide, each one individually, whether they wanted to use that new POL token for their gas fees. But as per the white paper, they do expect that POL will be accepted by the majority of the Polygon community. And so, okay, on the date of that proposal about a new token POL, the Venus Pratyantardasha of Polygon's fresh Sun Ketu Mahadasha Bhukti had just begun. And Polygon's Venus, causes a Dhan Yog for wealth in the natal chart, where he is retrograde in the sign of Taurus. And it does seem that the new POL token will create prosperity for token holders because the new architecture implements a staking layer. So the new POL token will also bring wealth to existing MATIC holders, as we will be able to simply use the upgrade smart contract to exchange our MATIC tokens for the new POL 1-for-1, as per the white paper. And it also is a move which would seem emblematic of Ketu, the Bhukti Lord, who causes sudden switches. And so, I do not foresee this as being an easy transition for Polygon. It will likely be a really intense process. However, closer to the end of this year, Polygon enters into a period of 1.5 years where immense wealth will be created. And you will be able to read more about it in my Layer 2 book, but basically, the toughest time for Polygon is from now through to mid-November, and then after that, Polygon token holders will steadily make a lot of money from their holdings, as per my prediction. So, next up, on Tuesday, July 18th, a huge amount, this is my next news story. So, on Tuesday, this is about Ether. So, on Tuesday, July 18th, a huge amount of Ether was moved on to Kraken Exchange from a wallet which would have originally obtained that ETH during its initial crowd sale. And what is interesting is that on that date of the movement of the Ether, Mercury was transiting right on Ethereum's natal Mercury, and Venus had just passed Ethereum's natal Jupiter. And this points to someone who was involved at the very beginning of Ethereum and probably has significant personal ties to it. It shows that someone who was closely aligned with the project early on is going to reap the benefits from it. That's somebody who's very much, very close to Ethereum and very much personally aligned with it. So, Moon had just at that moment also passed Ethereum's natal sun when the first test transaction was made, before the wallet holder eventually transferred the wallet's entire 61,216 Ether to their Kraken Exchange wallet. And my prediction is that around August 1st, when Sun reaches Ethereum's natal sun and Mercury transits where Mars transited on the day of this large transfer of funds, the mysterious wallet holder will sell, and this will not be good for Ether price naturally, but will be nice for that person. Okay, so that was this week's weekly forecast, and I will see you next week. Please keep giving me your feedback. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.